Brittany have travelled to Calais to help the thousands of people from the so-called jungle refugee camp over the last several weeks. Many of those living there have repeatedly tried to come into the UK via cross-channel terminals and ports. Well, Libby Freeman and Paul were moved by reports of the conditions of those in the camp, so set up a crowdfunding scheme. They joined us early to explain more.
We took tents, roll mats, sleeping bags. I collected things from a festival, found out beforehand from people I found on Facebook who'd been on the ground there for years working with the migrants. And they said they needed those things, and mostly men's clothes, shoes they desperately need at the moment, just warm blankets, the cooking utensils, candles. They need so many things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of need for everything, really.
And what was the situation? What was the feel when you got there? Were you surprised by what you found, what you saw?
It was a lot different to what had been portrayed in the mainstream media. We thought it was going to be exceptionally dangerous and a really hostile, kind of volatile environment.
I think papers like the Daily Mail really put out a very false image of what it is.
However, when we got there, it wasn't like that at all. The people there are really kind, warm-spirited. They're offering us hot tea, and completely different to the country.
The conditions are terrible. They're living in makeshift tents, tarpauling bits of wood. The tent, if they have a tent, it's falling down. There's loads of people crammed into them. There's no sanitation. There's no bins. It was hard to see that.
You mentioned, obviously that the media has been reporting this situation as quite a violent place. We have seen scenes on the television of huge numbers of people trying to get into these terminals and these ports, and that has looked quite frightening.
The scenes of violence are probably mainly from the police. That's when most of the violence occurs.
That's
on a day-to-day basis. It's not like that at all. It's only when the police come into the camp and kind of kick the hornet's nest, or when the migrants are trying to, or the asylum seekers are trying to get through the tunnel, that those problems arise.
There is no doubt that these people are in desperate need of help and support, but there are some who would say you're facilitating them to kind of break into the UK in the terms of what David Cameron has used. That they are illegally trying to get into the UK.
I think it's important to remember that this is 1% of the entire migrant population that we have in Europe at the moment, and us bringing maybe a jumper to someone isn't going to change anything. They're desperate and they have to go there. They have very important reasons, and it's more of a human rights thing. Everyone has the right to food and shelter. I think that is basically the only way you have to look at helping someone in that way.
Libby Freeman and Paul speaking to me a short time ago. Now, a new exhibition